Hello, everybody. Welcome in. So this is a very spontaneous live stream I'm going to be doing. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Carey. I'm a medium and a mentor and also an Akashic Records reader and teacher. So today it's going to be exciting. I am right now streaming both on the Tube of You and on TikTok. And I'm going to be doing for about 30 minutes Oracle card pulls. I have some new decks that I'm really excited about sharing with all of you guys. This one is actually, because I'm also on TikTok, so this is actually in my showcase, this is a brand new deck that is a Rebecca Campbell deck. Many of you know Rebecca Campbell's work if you've been, if you get cards readings for yourself, or if you have, do them for yourself, or if you do them for others. This is such a beautiful deck. It's brand new, and it's the imagery is beautiful, and it's really a beautiful reflective deck. And for your practice, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. We're just getting the live started, and I'm on. Hi, Tammy. It's so good to see you. So I'm also just letting everybody know I'm also on the Tube of You. If you wanted to join me, I'm on both platforms. It's up to you, whichever you like. We're going to be doing about 30 minutes of Oracle card pulls, which are absolutely complimentary. And Jenna, so stay tuned. And bonus points for those people that are on the Tube of You, on TikTok, and you come over to Tube of You, so you can come over. I'm going to be pulling, I have this actually in my showcase. It's such a beautiful deck. I don't always show these things, but this deck is brand new from Rebecca Campbell, and it's in my showcase. It's absolutely beautiful, and I highly recommend it. If you guys are interested in this, it's definitely available too on my links. I have it there, so feel free to stay tuned for that. So welcome in, everybody. It's so good to see. Hi, Portia. How are you? I need to email you back. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you. So I'm just getting the live started. I'm also on the Tube of You if anybody wants to join me there. So a little bit about how I do these live streams is I like to get a little momentum going so that I get out onto both of the For You pages. Hello, Michael. I get out on both of the For You pages. Hi, Sanaya. So if you're on TikTok, if you guys can get that number to 5,000, just keep tapping the screen, sharing the live. And if you could sign up to join my fan club, that's always super helpful right there. Make sure you grab your points. And then just keep tapping the screen. I'm also on the Tube of You. So I'm going to actually be going for these Oracle card pulls, I'm going to be going between YouTube and also TikTok. So make sure to say, hey, Lee, how are you? Good to see you. Let me quickly just get a little, let me get my gift goal going. So, we always got to do the gift goal over here. So if you guys are interested in getting on the list, I'm going to be doing paid readings in about 30 minutes. So I'm going to be doing 30 minutes of absolutely complimentary Oracle card pulls, which I'm really excited about. And then we're going to be moving into these paid readings. And if you have questions about that, just let me know. So welcome in. Sorry, I've got my hand in front of all your faces. My apologies. I'm going to just get this all started. But you guys, if you are here on the Tube of You, stay tuned, please, because we are going to get started in just a second. So welcome in. And like I said, I have, if you are also, so we're going to wait till that number gets to 5,000 over here, guys. I also recommend going over and making sure to go over to my Tube of You. All that information is on my picture. And we'll be doing this for about 30 minutes, but let's get that number to about 5,000. That would be so helpful. I have a couple of really beautiful new decks. Some of them I have in my showcase. Hello. Oh, how are you? How are you? So good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. So I'm going to be doing, this is also an absolutely beautiful deck, just to let you know. This is the new Seasons of the Witch Winter Tarot. If you guys like the Seasons of the Witch, this is their newest tarot deck. Amanda, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Hello. So I'm just kind of getting started, everybody. We're going to be doing, Nikki, what I have said a couple times is, I'm not going to start doing card pulls until that number gets to 5,000. It's an equal energy exchange. Also, if you could make sure you're following me, tapping the screen, all that sort of thing. I would also recommend you guys come over and follow me on the tube because I'm going to be going, honestly, there's very few people over here. And so I'm going to be going between doing the free Oracle card pulls between TikTok and then the tube of you. You need to be subscribed over on the tube. Follow me there. I do a lot of content over there, and so I highly recommend that anyway. So stay tuned. Also, later I'm going to be doing these free card pulls for 30 minutes, which is fantastic. So they're like a tiny little microscopic reading of what I normally do. Now, if you're one of my regular clients, or if you're someone who wants to get a more in-depth reading with me, I do paid readings here as well. Yes, so this deck is called the Seasons of the Witch, and it is their new tarot deck. It's the Winter Tarot deck. It's absolutely beautiful. When you're on TikTok, you have to show these things, right? If you have them in your showcase. But and then the other one I have a lot of their decks. This one I highly recommend. It's the Temple deck by Rebecca Campbell. Oh, I'm so glad to hear you. It's nice to meet you. Once we get to 5,000 on TikTok, then we will start the reading. So we have to do a little bit of a no, I don't do free questions on these. I just do Oracle card pulls. That's how I do things. A little bit different maybe than some. I just do Oracle card pulls. And then, yeah, that's how we do it. So make sure you check this out. This is absolutely beautiful. So let me explain a little bit why. Sanaya, hey Marie, good to see you guys over here. Make sure you're subscribed to, I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers on the tube. That's a goal over there. So that's important. Another one that I really love too, you guys, that they have in the showcase, I'm going to do. So once we get to 5,000, then we're going to get started on the Oracle card pulls. Okay. And if you want to get on my list, I start paid readings in 30 minutes. So I do 30 minutes of free readings, and then I do paid readings. So the other one I really like, I'm going to show you this since we're getting that number up, is this one, which is another one of the Seasons of the Witch. This is more for Imbolc. Imbolc, of course, is in the beginning of February. So but it's very much like a winter-based one. They have one for Yule as well. Thank you for the heart, me. They have one for Yule as well, which I'm going to get soon. It's absolutely beautiful. So I highly recommend those. And when I'm on TikTok, I've got to show these things, so because they like that when you do that. So if you guys are new, please say hello in the chat. I'm also on the tube, so if you want to come join me over on the tube, I highly recommend it because there's not too many people over here. Just make sure you're subscribed to me over here. That means a lot to me. I'm really working on building up my page over here as well. I put a lot of time in. I live stream here. I also thank you so much for the bear. Thank you, Eileen. So we're almost at 5. We have 3,000. What we just need to get to 5,000 over here. So just so you know where we're at, everybody, as far as our numbers go. And then also, if you did want to get on the list, I'm starting paid readings in 30 minutes. So feel free to jump on the list. All of the information, if you did want to do that, is on my page right here. So feel free to check that out. And then I'm going to be starting in a couple of minutes to do these Oracle card pulls, and I'm just going to go where I feel I'm drawn. I won't be able to do everybody, but I'll do my best. And if you have any questions about the types of readings I do, please let me know. So a little bit about me, if you're just joining me. First of all, just welcome. I'm so excited you guys are here. So again, my name is Carey Koss. I'm a psychic medium and Akashic Records reader and mentor. And I do a lot of teaching and coaching. I have been a trained certified psychic medium and energy healer for 35 years. So I do a lot of coaching and development. And I'm also letting people know in February. Hello, nice to see you, Mr. Undefined. Good to see you. So in February, I have a new program coming out for those people that want to become professional energy healers and psychic medium, energy healers and readers, and also Akashic Records readers. But at the same time, you want to have business training and development to be able to really launch your business successfully. So that's a 6-month program. I know, is that crazy, Carol? Carol's like, we're talking about February already, right? I know. You got to plan these things. If you're doing a program like that, it takes months and months of preparation on my end. So if you're interested in that, I would highly recommend just getting on my email list. You can also do, if you're here on the Tube of You, you want to just go out and check out all the things that you can find on my primary, you know, I'd say you'll see it on my page. And also, if you're here on TikTok, you can just do the Service Plus, and you can send me an email. And I'm getting all the links I'll put up by next week. So there's going to be a wait list for that, and then meetings and things like that. So if you want to wonder if it's good for you. Okay, on TikTok, we are almost at 5,000, which is fantastic. Lorenda is here. Okay, a little thing I want to tell you guys. Lorenda and I, you guys know my dear friend Lorenda. She's also a psychic medium and a mentor and a friend and a colleague of mine. She and I are going live tonight. What are we going on? What time Eastern time? I was thinking, is it 5 or 6? I know it's later, but I can't remember. Lorenda, can you tell me? I totally forgot. Also, I wanted to let you know, if you are interested, Lorenda and I are doing, me too, we haven't seen each other like in a week. We are also doing an event. Okay, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 Eastern. You can join us. We're going to be on both the platforms again, going live, and we are doing spirit-led mediumship. We might do some trance mediumship too, so stay tuned. Also, Lorenda and I have a private event for only 10 people coming up. Am I doing both? Yeah, I can do both. Are you thinking about mediumship, Michael? I can also do psychic readings. It's just, I like to preface it, it's more advanced readings, right? So, what else was I going to say really quickly? Okay, so Lorenda and I really quickly on December 7th, Lorenda and I have a very private event for only 10 people, which we're already selling those. We already have a couple sold. And it is going to be mediumship and messages. So everyone who is there will be getting messages from a loved one in spirit, as well as healing messages and guidance. It's just a wonderful, small, bespoke event only for 10 people. So if you guys are interested in that, it's on you can check it out on my page. It's right at the top of my page. Again, we only have 10 spaces open. We've already sold a few of those, so it's going to go quick. So if you have any questions about that, let us know, but make sure you're coming back to watch Lorenda and I tonight. So you mean for the mediumship and messages, Amy, is that what you're talking about? Let me know. If you're talking about a reading today, let me know that. And then if you're talking about a reading for Lorenda and I, let me know that. I've got to show this really quick, you guys. Hello. Okay, we're almost at 5,000 over here. I wanted to show this. I'm doing my TikTok shop. This is a brand new deck that just came out by Rebecca Campbell. I'm going to use it today. It is in my TikTok shop. I got to do these things, you guys. This is how you get out on the FYP. Welcome. But I do love this deck. I just got it a couple of weeks ago. It's splendid. I will use it today doing these readings. Oh, we're almost at 5,000. So if you do want to be able to get a reading today, a free reading, which is a mini Oracle card pull, you need to be following me. engaging in the live, tapping the screen. If you want to get on my list, guaranteed today, all the information is on my page. Also, I'm going to do this for everybody who's on the tube. I'm putting in the link right into the chat. I shouldn't say link. If you guys want to get directly on the list, it's right on there. That's for a half an hour. Okay. So guys, I want to kind of explain a little bit about how I do readings when it comes to complimentary readings. So first of all, I do not answer questions about relationships from probably a perspective that is as common here on TikTok. I look at things from an in-depth spiritual level about what's going on in the energy between you and a person. So I don't look at how does someone feel about you. I don't look at if someone will come back. I don't do those things. And the reason I don't do them is because my work is based upon having you align with what is your highest good on your spiritual path for health, healing, and wellness. And those things tend to invert your energy and get you spinning in the direction that's not based on bigger like life change, okay? I'm also not going to answer any questions about medical when I'm doing these. So these are only like card pulls. They're just really simple. We're not answering any questions in these. We're just pulling a card. So I would highly recommend if you guys, I'm going to be equally going between the tube of you and also TikTok. So I would highly recommend you guys jumping on over to the tube of you because there's not that many people over here. And you must be subscribed and then following me. And also if you guys could, if you're in the chat over here, could you guys do me a favor and just tap the screen? Hello, Sanaya, how are you? Just make sure you're tapping the screen on both places and put some hearts in the chat. That really helps me a lot. Also, I have a gift goal that is on... There we go. I've got a gift goal that is right here. That helps me so much continue to do these free readings. Okay, so guys, I'm going to get started. If you're interested and you would like to have yourself picked, so make sure you're following me, tapping the screen, sharing the live, please. If you want to get a more in-depth reading, you can just go either to my picture on TikTok or on, if you're on the tube. Hi, Jennifer. Oh my God. It's so good to see you. Or you can go right here. If you're on the tube, you can go here and click on that right here, this thing that you're seeing. Okay. So go ahead and put your first name in the chat if you're interested. Again, I'm going to be pulling from, these are Oracle decks. Just put your first name only, please. No other information. I'm not answering questions. I'm just pulling cards. Amy, how are you? Okay, Amy, let's see what your card is. Again, this is from this new deck that I'm using, the Inner Temple. Okay, we got the Burning Rose. Isn't that beautiful? The Burning Rose. The Burning Rose really has a lot to do with the divine feminine, the sacred feminine. And that really essentially means that you are balancing more of what are known as, this is not to do with gender. It's mainly learning about receptivity, healing, and also your intuition, not being as much in action. And I can see this energy that this is kind of like a prominent theme for you right now. So that's what I'm getting. Okay. So I'm going between here and also the tube of you. There's not as many people over here. So I'm going to be going on my list. This is for Bianca. Thank you, Bianca, for being here. Let's see what you got. Thanks for being here. Just make sure you guys are following me. Isn't it pretty? I know. It's such a pretty deck. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Just watch me. Oh, I love that. You know what else is on here? This almost looks to me like a little like channeled codes coming in. I feel like this has a lot to do, Bianca, with confidence, self-confidence, really getting to a place where you're starting to feel yourself and being comfortable in your own body, in your own skin, expressing yourself. And I love that energy for you. It's such a beautiful thing. I think feeling comfortable in your physical body is important. You're welcome, Amy. Thank you very much. So I'm going between YouTube and TikTok, just to let you know. This is for Miss Carol. How are you, Miss Carol? Let's see what Miss Carol is getting. What message does she need to know today? All right, here we go. Chamber of Soul Contracts. Well, the Chamber of Soul Contracts is the Akashic Records. So I'll give you this message, Carol, see if it resonates. If it's new for you, just take it in and let it wash over you. So the Akashic Records are really the information, the energy about your soul's history. And right now, what you have an opportunity to do is to undo some patterns that are probably laying upon you right now that have made things complicated and difficult. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily that we rewrite the script of our whole lives, but we can set forth intention to react to situations differently than we might have in the past. So I feel like your soul is kind of breaking through, tapping on your window a little bit, trying to get your attention to probably do things like begin meditating or mindfulness practices to get more in alignment with that. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much. Okay, this is for Sanaya. Sanaya, did I just do you? I'm getting confused now. Okay, so here we go. Sanaya, we got the card of scarcity here. Okay, and for me, there is an opportunity for here for you, Sanaya, to really, I'm hearing these words, look at what you deserve and know that it is a privilege to for someone to be in your life. And there is a sense of mindfulness. I feel like there could be like an affliction or something that's happened externally with either a relationship or a situation, which has lowered your confidence slightly. And for me, this is a thing is like, you want to shift that energy and begin asking, you know, I always say, ask your higher self, ask your guides, ask your ancestors for help in possibly changing your perspective about yourself. So I feel like that's what's coming up. Thank you so much for being here. Again, thank you guys for being here. If you are here on TikTok, if you guys could do me a favor, just tap the screen. These are 30 minutes of complimentary readings. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Carey. Hi, Kristen. My name is Carey. I'm a medium and a mentor, and I have been a certified energy healer and psychic for over 35 years. And I teach people to do this as well. So if you're interested in development or developing your abilities, even if you're thinking, I'd like to change careers and maybe do this professionally, I do that. I train that, as well as building your spiritual business. So stay tuned and feel free to ask questions about it. Now, these are 30 minutes worth of complimentary readings, and then I'm moving into a paid list. If you're someone who's interested in getting a more in-depth reading, you can go to where my picture is, or I just put the link also in the chat here on the tube. So feel free to do that. Okay, this is for my Jennifer. So I'm going in between TikTok and then the tube of you. So there's not as many people on the tube of you. So I would recommend coming over, because all those people are going to get read that are in the chat right now for sure. And you have to be subscribed to my channel. That's one thing you do have to be. Okay, so this is for my Jennifer. I see you, Tammy girl. Okay, I'm feeling drawn to pull 2 cards for you. Okay, Jennifer, we're getting the unseen coming through for you. Show you guys that too. And this is the Rebecca Campbell new deck, the Inner Temple. It's so beautiful. And I'm also getting Destiny Life. I really feel like, Jennifer, this is your spirit guides, your ancestors coming in, reminding you to have faith and patience in the things you want to experience and draw into your life. And I think we were talking about that on Monday in Goddess Rising. So I feel like having patience and being mindful of the fact that things are coming and continuing to validate that. Timing is everything, right? All right, now we have Rachel. Rachel, it's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being one of my subscribers here on the tube. I appreciate you. Oh, this is such a beautiful card. Okay, here we go. You got the Life Force card. I'll show you guys this too. This is the new deck. I'm showing it. I have it in my TikTok shop, just to let you know, the Inner Temple. It's so beautiful. Let me tell you this really quickly. You can, on this, I'm doing a little demo. You can actually take this and put it on your altar, and you can slide one of the cards in there. I'm going to show you this really quick, and then I'll continue the reading. So you can put it in just like, isn't that amazing? I just love it. I love Rebecca Campbell's Oracle cards. I know a lot of us have them, right? So beautiful. Isn't that lovely? And then you can put it on your altar. Anyway, let's continue with the reading. So Jen, excuse me. I'm back to your reading. Rachel, you're so sweet. So you'll notice here we have this snake. Okay. This is really a powerful symbol for awakening and going. I was just reading about this yesterday because I teach an in-depth class on working with the chakra system. And if you understand the Kundalini energy, you know the Kundalini energy snakes up through the chakra system. And that's sort of part of when we open up these spiritual centers, we become more enlightened and aware and awake. And I feel like that's the journey you're going on right now, which is just lovely. I think that's such a beautiful art. Also, I'll give you a little thing. Do you know one of the reasons why the snake was vilified by the Christian church is because the symbol is for really the sacred feminine. And it also is very connected to more ancient Eastern religions. So if we're thinking we want to be able to demolish all that, if we want to be the dominant religion, does that sound familiar? Wouldn't we then say the snake is evil? Think about that. All right, guys, thanks for being here. Again, if you guys want to keep tapping the screen, Carol, I actually think I got you already, my love. Okay, Naomi. So we're going to go again. If you are interested in this particular deck that I'm working on, once I've read you, let me know if that makes sense. I am looking. This is a beautiful deck. I have it in my TikTok showcase. It's called the Inner Temple. It is so beautiful. It is Rebecca Campbell's new deck. All right, here we go. And if you guys are interested, I also have it on, to be honest with you, my Amazon store. You're welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay, this is for Naomi. And then if you guys do want to get on my list, let me know. Okay, Naomi, you also got the Just Watch Me card, okay? This Just Watch Me card has a lot to do with feeling really good in our own physical body and allowing ourselves to expand and open up our energy so that we don't crowd ourselves in, that we don't feel the need to have to protect ourselves as much. So this has a lot to do with running your own really sensual energy. And it was very connected in with self-acceptance. Okay. All right. And again, thanks for being here. If you guys are new, welcome. If you guys don't know me, I have to say this every few minutes. I apologize. I know it's kind of silly. But my name is Carey Koss. I am a psychic medium and a mentor and an energy healer. I like to explain a few things about what I offer so people just know. So I've been a certified and psychic medium. Oh, good, Michael. Okay, I got you. I'll put you down. For over 35 years. So I was trained to do this work professionally when I was in my 20s, which was about 1 million years ago. And since then, have been doing this for a very long time. And now I'm really in the position of I do a lot of coaching and mentorship. So that means that I have programs and a membership where you can work with me. Oh, I had another Caroline. I know the difference between the two. There's another Carol at the top. So I see you. So I love training people to develop their abilities. And if you're interested in doing this professionally, and I have an incredible program starting in February, which is going to be for those people that are probably really interested in doing this as a career. Because at the same time you're developing the ability, I have my own way of training students to do this work and I have a good success rate, and also at the same time building a business because I have 25 years as a small business owner. And so that program is starting in February. So that's a little bit of what I do. I have to talk about that too. Okay, let me get back to the readings. Thanks you guys for being here. Okay, so Michael's on the list. If you guys want to get on the list, please let me know. I'm going back to my list up here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So I always like to tell people I don't do questions around relationships. That most people that read about relationships on TikTok, I understand it. I get how they're doing it. I don't look at things like that. What I do is I go look at the energetics between you and a person. If they're with someone else, I will not read that. So I'm not going to say, will he come back to me? And I won't say, is he thinking about me? Did he look at my text? I'm not going to waste your time looking at any of that. To me, I'm trying to get you to the clearest, strongest, most empowered place in your life. And if we spend too much time in that loop, we will stay in that loop. Okay. So just a little bit of insight there. No judgment. It's just not how I do things. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys. Good evening. I'm going back to my list here. Thank you guys for, I'm not going to be able to get everybody. I'll do as many as I can. Thank you I'm so glad if you guys are new, and I'm so sorry if I haven't been able to say hello to you. Okay. This is for Caroline. Okay. Caroline. And if you guys want to, I'm going to be going to my paid readings in about 15 minutes. I've already started a list. If you're interested in that, all the information is on my page right there. And it's also, if you want to, if you are on the Tube of You, if you guys see me looking, I'm on my Tube of You channel. You can go there by going to where my picture is up here. There's only 8 people over here. And so I am really working very hard on getting my Tube of You channel up and going there. Okay, this is for Caroline. Caroline, everybody's getting just watch me right now. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is for Caroline. We're getting let me read it. Just watch me and simplicity. Okay. I'm excited too, Linda. Me too. I saw that you got that. I'm so excited for you. So Caroline, this is for you. This has a lot to do. I think I feel in your energy field that sometimes you get really in your head about things at times, which many of us do. And so simplistic spiritual practices or trying to tap into your intuition feels to me like it gets complicated and disconnects you from your physical body, which is we want to have the spiritual energy in the physical body connected. So I would say simplify your practices. That's really what I'm getting. And just spend time in your energy. I would even be doing things like movement dancing. I think that's going to make you feel really grounded. Okay. Okay, guys, here we go. I'm going over to the Tube of You. I'm going up to the list here. Hello, my friends. Hello, my friends. All right. So I got Sanaya. Okay. Now I have Rachel. Okay. Then Michael. So if you guys are here, welcome. I'm glad to see you guys. Also, if you're wondering about what the heck's an Akashic Records reading, I'll tell you in a minute. Okay. We also got for you Soul Retrieval, Rachel. Soul Retrieval. These are beautiful cards, aren't they? Look at that. Rebecca Campbell's new deck. I have it in my showcase, by the way, for TikTok. And also, friend, you got 2, Freedom. So, Rachel, I really feel like there's either this opportunity or this experience for you right now where you're being able to open up and access, I'm going to call it your Akashic Records, but that means you're looking at the root of patterns that have probably held you back in this lifetime, places where you've had like continuous patterns that have been in a loop and you've been wondering how to get out of them. There's an opportunity for now for you to do some healing work on that and getting deeper insight. And that's what we're getting. So I would say make sure that you're here with me on the Tube of You, because I post a lot of different videos, content around healing. And maybe I'll even make a video about this over there. So if you guys have videos you're interested in me making on certain topics, if you are on my Tube page, put them in the chat. I really want to know from you. I'm looking at 2026 and right now, trying to really get my videos all squared away. So there's that. Okay. Thanks for being here, you guys. I appreciate you. Okay. Keeping. So that was for Caroline, and thanks for being here. Okay. This is for Kristen, who is K Love on the Loose. If you're still here, just please make sure you're following me. Okay. Tap in the screen, sharing the live. In order to get a reading, you need to be following me, or on the Tube of You you need to be subscribed, please. Okay. We got the golden thread for you. Okay, Kristen. And then the Chamber of the Soul Gifts in reverse. Okay. So this is for you, Caroline. Sorry, Kristen. I want to say it feels a little bit to me. Okay. as though you get this sense in your energy that you're about to make a breakthrough. This is what I'm getting. Okay. But it also feels like you get a glimpse of it and then it shuts down. You get a idea of it and then it shuts down. This is the type of thing for me, which would require probably some energy work. And there's many different types that you can do, but you have a bit of, I would say, clearing that could be helped. You could help yourself by clearing out some energy in your crown chakra. So you can also just imagine you're bringing in golden light into your physical and energy body. That's a way of transmuting energy, but that's what I'm seeing there. Okay. I hope that makes sense. All right. And once I've read you, if you could make a comment, that would be great. And if you guys are on the tube, can you guys do me a favor and just put like, can you guys like it with the thumbs up? If you guys can do, or if you can, anything you guys can do to make sure you're getting some activity on my tube page, just comment a lot. You can put emojis, whatever you want. It helps me get out there more on the tube. And I'm really trying to get my numbers up there. Thank you guys. All right. So this is for, yes, I'm over here now. So now we have Michael. So this is for Michael. And if you guys want to be guaranteed a longer reading, I'm going to be starting my paid readings in about 10 minutes or so. If you're interested in that list, you can go to where my picture is, or you can also, if you're here on the tube, I have it in the chat. It's just if you scroll up. Okay. This is sort of sweet. Chamber of Innocence. Okay. This to me, of course, looks a lot like inner child work. But also the dimensional, you know this because you are you. This is the dimensionality of your awareness and your consciousness, checking in with parts of you from younger timelines. And so see, I'm getting that there's some information that can be retrieved from that. And I know you know what that means. Michael's one of my clients. So play around with that and see if that makes sense. Let me know in the chat. All right, guys, we're going back here now. Good to see you. So good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. So we got Caroline. Okay, let me get Casey. Casey, are you still here? I got to check in with the chat. I'm going to just reading people. I'm not really checking who's still in. So just make sure you're following me, tapping the screen, sharing the live, all the things. Okay, this is for Casey. Let's see what we got for you, Casey. Okay, that's pretty clear. Let go. So right now, if there is something that you feel like you are bottling up or holding on to or trying to figure out, really, I learned this quite some time ago from Isis, the beautiful goddess of the Queen of Egypt. She's one of the goddesses I work with. And she once said to me a few years ago when I was in meditation, let go. We already know what you want. And so remember, the spirits you work with, your higher self, your guides, your ancestors, they know what you want. Yes, you can tell them verbally. It's important. Put it in a petition, write it out, but you don't have to keep repeating it over and over again to make sure it's happening, right? You just have to trust the process. It's not all on you. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. All right, let's keep going here with our readings as well. Got it. Okay, so I'm with Kristen now, I think. Kristen, are you still here? KC5666, I think you're still here. Yay, okay, good. Thank you guys for your patience. I really appreciate it. It's always fun going between TikTok and the tube. But we do our best. We do our best here. Ooh, I love these cards already. And if you guys are wondering about what deck I'm using, I do have it in my showcase. It's absolutely beautiful. It's the Inner Temple Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. It's a brand new deck. I'll show you guys. It's in my showcase. So beautiful. Oh my God. Okay. Are you ready for this? This is so beautiful. Okay. We got the Chamber of Healing. Speaking of Isis, this reminds me of her specifically. Linda's like, I want to trust the process. I know, right? Yep. Yep, it's a process. That's why it's a process, right? And then sensuality. Okay, let me know if this makes sense to you, because it makes me think of Isis must be here, because this is one of those instances with her specifically. I don't know if you've ever thought about working with her, but she is the ultimate goddess to work on your embodiment, self-love, and really feeling strong in your own physical reality. I would say Isis is incredible for that. So that's what's coming in here. And it's so interesting because this really almost looks like the temple that I see for her in the spirit realm. So if you haven't, and then we're getting the sensuality with the roses, right? So the rose is a very sacred symbol within the divine feminine archetype, right? In the pantheon. So let me know if that makes sense. Thanks, you guys. Okay, let's continue back here. Thanks, you guys. Okay, we got Kristen. Now we have Debbie, the alchemist. Good to see you. And if you, isn't that beautiful? I know. Love that, Tammy. So let's see what we have for you. Okay, Debbie, this is for you. And if you guys are just following me, are just joining me, welcome. So good for you to, thank you for being here. Ooh, we're getting the mystic for you, Debbie. And I love that you have alchemist on your username. That's amazing. Isn't that beautiful? So for me, Debbie, this is looking like, and we're in Sagittarius season. That's the other thing. Sagittarius is an amazing energy for transmutation and releasing. I know you probably know that because you have alchemist on your name. So now is a time, if ever, I'm seeing like transmuting energy. I'm really also drawn to the upper cards here of that darker energy that I think you're probably busting through layers of things that probably have been going on in the upper chakras. So well done. And thanks you guys for following me. I'm really not caught up with my comments at all over here. So I apologize. Okay. I'm also on the tube of you. If you guys want to come over here, I have a very small group over here. And then if you can, let me know in the comments, Kristen, did that make sense to you? That was really interesting. Okay. So I want to get Tammy. I didn't get Tammy. Tammy's on here. Okay. I only have 7 over here on the Tube of You. You just have to be subscribed to my Tube of You channel if you're on here. I highly recommend it. Okay, here we go. This is for our Tammy. Ooh, Tammy, this resonates. You got the burning rose, right? Isn't that splendid? It's so beautiful. I am really getting this sense for you of being straight up in the divine feminine energy. We'll call it the sacred feminine, moving it down. I think you're doing a lot of clearing in your first 2 chakras, especially your second chakra. It feels like you are releasing. Thank you. You're releasing a lot of energy. And I know we've talked about this before in different readings we've done, but I get this sense of you letting go of a lot. And I also get a sense of there's a lot of information kind of popping off in your 6th chakra. So you're getting your clairvoyance is really expanded a lot as well. That's something I'm noticing. Thank you. Oh my God, those are the cutest glasses ever. I love those. Thank you so much. Okay. That's for them. Now, you guys, I would highly recommend that you come over to my Tube of You channel because honestly, I only have 8 people over here. So, and I'm going between the 2. Thanks for being here. Thank you for the follows. Thank you. Usha, how are you? Hi, Bridget Ann. Yes, and thank you. Okay, I see you guys. I'm going to keep going through these. Oh, okay, good. So we got Maritza sent on PayPal. Okay, great. I see you. I'm going to start my readings in about 10 minutes. You're second on the list, Maritza. You'll be after Michael. So thank you for that. If the line is not too long, and I do recommend my readings are anywhere from like 7 to 10 minutes. So stay tuned if you want to get on the list. The list is open. That these after this we'll be going into paid readings, and you can find all of those right here on this link here. If you go to my picture, but also if you go here in the comments, you know what that is right here. There is a shadow. Now it is not a spirit. Do you know what it is? This got moved over, and that is dust. So it's not just you. I should probably, if I'm smart, just like hang it up because I was like, oh, because that collected so much dust and I have to clean it. I just moved it yesterday and I realized that when I got my shot, I was like, oh my God, no, you're not tripping. Hilarious. Okay, that's hilarious. Okay, Debbie, I think I got you, Debbie. I think I did get you. Okay, let me see who else is over here, and then we're due. Oh my gosh. Okay. Also, I see that Positron, you also got on the list. Okay, guys, I'm going to be moving into my list very shortly. Thank you for your patience. You're going to be third. I'm going to go through this in a minute. Okay, so stay tuned with me. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes. So I'm not doing questions, everybody, just to let you know. Hang on a second. Okay, this is for spiral still point. This is for Nicole. Okay. There we go. All right, here we go. And then I'm going to get started in just a second to do my paid readings. Okay. Okay, a couple of things I see going on right now for you, Nicole. You got the word trapped. Okay. And then you also got the word misaligned. Okay, let's kind of soften that those cards and explain it a little more. Likely there could be an energy or a part of your life where you're experiencing a little bit of internal pressure or a sense of your energy not flowing as well as you would like it to. Okay, so there's definitely an opportunity for you to get into alignment here and to be able to start finding your spark. That's really what I'm hearing. So find where you feel passion and where you feel the spark. And that's going to move you through some of these more complicated, there's like a complicated energy that's coming up. That's what I'm sensing. I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for joining my fan club. Okay, I'm going to get started on my paid readings, everybody. Thanks you guys also for being, honestly, sending gifts. For those of you that oh, yes. Okay, good. Sanaya, I'm so sorry. I thought I'd read for you already. Okay, good. I'll definitely do that. Thank you for mentioning that. Okay. All right. And let me get that. All right, you guys. Also, my list is open if you want to get on the list. This is for Miss Sanaya. Okay, we're getting the mask we wear. Now, the card itself is so interesting. Oh, yeah, Jennifer, message me. Just DM me, and I'll definitely, yes, I do gift cards. No worries. I know it's two Sanayas, too. This is, I want to tell you this. This is called the mask we wear. But you know what the thing I saw, Sanaya, is this was in reverse, okay? And I feel like this is you wanting to be as authentic as possible and to live in your truth and to be able to express yourself. That's something I'm seeing because you are taking off the mask. That's what that is. I love that. Yes, I sure can. Syra, sure, I absolutely can. Let me get one more person on here, then I'll read you next. Okay, my dear? Hang on one second. Thank you for being here. Make sure you guys are subscribed as well to both of what we're seeing. And if you got on the list, let me know. You're welcome. Taking off the mask. I love that. And I'm really sorry if I did not get you. I unfortunately can't get everybody, but I'm going on to my paid list in a second. And then I'm going to get it. Okay, Debbie, I got you. All right, here we go. All right, this is my last one. And then I'm going to move on to my paid readings. This is for Syra. Is it Syra or Sarah? Okay, here's what I'm getting. I'm getting the card called Plenty. Okay, the card called Plenty. So this is you. So if you feel at moments as though you're in lack and that you don't feel as much alignment, as though you don't feel as connected to abundance or just feeling that plentifulness. First of all, no, that's a very normal phase of our lives at different times. But knowing if we can work on validating and then refreshing your energy by saying, I asked my guides, I asked my ancestors, I asked, if you work with any other like angels, I ask for help to feel in alignment and to feel abundant. And I think part of that, sometimes that's what we need our spirits for, right? We need that help. We need that encouragement, and we need that energetic like boost. And that's what they do for us. So I hope that helps. Okay, guys. I am now going to thank you for being here. First of all, I'm moving into my paid readings now. I have 3 people on the list so far. Now, if you want to know, I'll explain to you a little bit about these readings. If you're wondering, if you haven't seen me read, I'm so excited. So let me go quickly through this and then we'll get started with Michael's reading. Again, check this out in my showcase, guys. If you wanted to know, this is an absolutely beautiful deck that I've been using today. I have that. I also wanted to show you guys really quickly my Seasons of the Witch This is a brand new deck that is called Winter. It's a tarot deck. It's the first one they have from Seasons of the Witch, and it's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to use it a little bit today. Okay, let me talk a little bit about my readings, okay? Because some of them might be new for some of you, and some you might be very familiar. So I'm essentially a psychic medium, as I already mentioned, and an Akashic Records reader. And so when I come on to do these live readings, you're very welcome. I do the readings I typically offer tend to be the Akashic Records readings and also mediumship. I do mediumship as well. Now, the Akashic Records readings, the Akashic Records are really the energetic history of your soul, every lifetime you've ever lived and everything in between. And so when you're able to tap into it as a reader, but also as for yourself, you're able to get such clarity, insight, and healing, not just from an intellectual level, but from an energetic standpoint. Imagine if you went into a room where it was a place that had all of the answers for you, and it gave you all the guidance and the healing that you needed. That's the Akashic Records. And that's why when I do readings here, I work from that space a lot of the time. They also have a way of unblocking things. And it's a transmission of energy, much like if you have healing work done, it's very dimensional. So I just want to say I'm moving into my paid readings now. So if you want to get on that list, the readings are anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes. And they bring a lot of insight and healing. Okay. And I only do about 10 people. I've already have 3 people booked. All the information is, first of all, in this chat here on the Tube of You, but also here on TikTok. So it's up to you. I'm lagging a little bit. So now I'm actually going into my paid readings. Yes, it can really help look at blockages in your life. Now, to be honest with you, if you ever want to go really into like a lot of levels and a lot of layers of that, that's typically the hour-long sessions I do. That's when those tend to be a really good fit for people, because that way we can go through a lot of different areas. So for example, if you're having issues in, like, say, career, relationships, your spiritual abilities, healing, I'm a medical medium, so I do see things from that spiritual anatomical perspective. Of course, I'm not a physician in any way, but I look at things energetically. I'm medical intuitive, so that can be helpful. Now, that is something that you're probably not going to get in like a 5 to 10 minute reading. So that's something that'd be good for a private reading, just to let you know, for full transparency. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, so I'm not answering any questions about relationships for freebies. I don't do those anyway. I tend to look at relationship energies. What's the energetic dynamic between you and a person? I do look at that. I don't look at things like, will someone come back to me, or are they cheating, or did they see my text? I look at what are the lessons you're learning and what do you need to know and what is the energy. That's going to serve you better in the long run and get you to a much more of a place of content, alignment in your life. Okay. All right. I'm going to get started on my readings. It's 12. Perfect timing. So I'm going to start with Michael. So if you want to get on the list, you're welcome to when I get started in these readings. So if I ignore you, no, it's nothing personal. It's just due to doing the readings. And if you guys can help me out, I have a gift goal, which is kind of a nice little gift goal. These help me a lot just in general. Get out there on the FYP. It helps if I'm especially doing all the freebies I do. It's really helpful. Thank you so much for that, Spoiled Gal. Okay, so Michael, what do you want to take a look at? Hi. Oh my gosh. Hi, Shelly. It's good to see you. How are you? So we'll start with Michael first. Ooh, oh my God. Michael giving me all these big Akashic Records questions. Okay, here we go. That's a good question. I wonder if I can ask that. Let me ask you a question really quickly. Michael, is this something, I'm going to ask you this first because I think you're going to get it. Now, when you're saying that, is this in your own journey when you go into the Akashic Records and you're saying, are you having any access to being able to get in there, or have you been given permission to go in there? What are you finding? Give me a little insight into that, if you don't mind. Welcome in, guys. Thanks for being here. We're doing Akashic Records paid readings. So welcome to hang out or get on the list. We just did 30 minutes of freebies. So if I am not looking at you, please don't know that I'm so thankful you're here. Thanks for being here. So I'm in my paid readings now. Thank you for that too, for the Daily Heart Me. I appreciate you. So if you're interested in hearing about the Akashic Records readings, I'm doing them now so you can kind of see how they go if you're interested. Yes, once the door is open, it looks into an expanse. Okay, I'll see what I'm getting in relationship for you. Okay, Michael? So I'll see what they give me. All right. And then after this, I have Maritza, and then I have the last name is Positrone. I hope I have that right. Okay, and then I have, my list is open. I can take 7 more readings today if that's the case. Okay, Michael, let me go into your records and see what I'm getting. Okay. So one of the things that I'm seeing when I'm in that area that you're asking about, and then I asked the Akashic Records guides about that. One thing I'm seeing them do, and this is what they're telling me, is they're trying to pace your growth, and they are doing this for your highest good. This is what they're saying. So they're giving you what I like to say are very human terms to sort of have patience. Now, I know how expansive your awareness is, and I know how much you enjoy the deepest esoteric information, and I know how much you are into the different dimensional expansions. I get that. But I also feel like they're trying to almost work with you practically to like integrate some of the information that you've been receiving already in the Akashic Records. That's what I'm seeing. I get a feeling on the top of my crown. And they were also telling me, I'm going to tell you, these doors feel like they're correlated to the chakra system. Have you been seeing that yourself? Because everyone goes into the records and they have a different experience. That's what I'm feeling for you. So specifically, I see you it's being connected to the chakra system. So for me, it looks like the crown chakra for you. So I almost feel like they're telling you to be patient. It's like a tower. Okay. So they are, for me, corresponding it to your chakra system. So I'm going to give you some guidance or tell you what they're showing me and see if this makes sense. Okay. Here's what I'm seeing when I'm up there. I feel like I'm seeing 2 guides who are there, 2 guardian guides. One reminds me of, okay, this is the image they're showing me. You know, if you ever watch the Winter Olympics, and when they put the camera on the top of the mountain and they show the skiers before they're going to be going off and down the mountain, and you see this huge incline on this alpine steep hill, I feel like right now they have you at this gate in the holding pattern before you go down the hill. Hang on just a sec, Lorelei. I'll definitely answer that question. No, you can ask a specific question, but you can also just see what's there. It's up to you, whatever you like. So specifically, Michael, I see this like they're trying to pace you in your healing and your development, like the Fool's Journey. I am not surprised. I am not surprised, especially for you, because I think that based upon, and I'll just say, Michael says this openly, he had a near-death experience. So he has some experiences, which many of us probably maybe won't have in this lifetime because we haven't had a near-death experience, an afterlife experience like you have, Michael. And so what I'm getting is this sense of they're trying to place you so you can integrate things into your physical life as well. There is a concern, what they're saying to me is being a little bit too disconnected from integration, and being able to weave in the lessons you're learning into your daily life. So I think that here's what I'm getting. The why we have Akashic Records guides in there. Why are there guardians and guides? Because they understand our human experience, and they also know that if we were exposed to all the information at one time, I think it would blast out your physical body too much. I think it would throw you off and throw you into imbalance. That's what I'm sensing. I also get the sense that there's something here specifically with exactly. And I've been working with Michael for 3 years. He's puts me through my paces with expansive conversations. And I think that that's really important for you to integrate onto the earth plane, just to like integrate in a high way so that you feel that sense of you don't usurp your own level of information. Now, that being said, I feel I'm going to give you a little bit of a prediction on this. I get a sense that by like June, you're going to be able to start getting more insights about that. It's going to start breaking through your awareness. They're really they understand sometimes you're in this almost like a pressure cooker, and that you just have this strong desire for information so much. But the problem is you're detaching from your physical, and that is not as good for your highest good. Okay. That would put you into a whole nother timeline and really get you stretched out pretty far. I feel like it would upset some balance that your higher self's wanting to be able to connect with. So it's really important for you to hold that balance down. Okay, my friend. So, I think also one of the things for you is you do train like an athlete on the astral. So it makes sense. So you train like an athlete, and you could spend so much time doing this. And I get that. Like those are all those lifetimes you've lived as a monk, I'm sure, and been in meditation for 8 hours a day, but that's not what your job is in this lifetime. And I also just get a sense that would stretch you too thin. I feel like it would not necessarily be for your highest good physically either. I think it would tax your organs and put you out of whack with your energy. And then you'd have to be recovering from that. Well, your guides are not going to let you do that anyway. I'm going to be honest with you. Your guides are going to push back on that. Your guides are like, I'm sorry, my man, my guy, you need to just go out there and touch grass. And I'm saying that in the most loving way. You know what I mean? So not separating from your physical reality, super important. Okay. Does that make sense? Do you have any other questions about that? And if anybody else got on the list, I'm excited. If you have questions, so as you're seeing, these are Akashic Records readings, and I'm happy to talk to you guys about these in a second. Yes, I said, and you know me, I'm going to be watching out for you always, Michael, for your highest good. So, and here's the thing I get sometimes, like when I talk to my spirits, hi, spoiled gal. Yes, if you want to get on the list, you can go right to where my picture is. It has the links are all there. Easy to find. So, yeah, your guides are always going to put you in the place of taking care and being there for your highest good. They don't want you to be they don't want to prune too much of the tree. I think you understand that. Okay, my friend. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for getting this reading from me. Let me close your Akashic Records. Now, next I have is Maritza. Maritza, can you remind me, how did you pay? I think you PayPal'd it. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you. And if you guys are getting on the list, let me know. Now for TikTok, I need to do a little demonstration. Okay. And then we have Maritza. Let me know if you have a question, Maritza. Okay. And then after that, I have, Positron. I know I'm saying that wrong. Okay. This is my little demonstration from the TikTok shop today, but I also have this here. Okay. These are the inner temple core. Okay, great. I thought so. Thank you, Maritza. These are the Inner Temple cards by Rebecca Campbell. I'm going to show you guys a really cool feature. They're her brand new deck. Just a second, I'll show you. They come with this huge, as you guys know, Rebecca Campbell is a very thoughtful, mindful mystic. And she really makes and gives you a lot of daily spreads, things like that. Also, the imagery is really nice and neutral. She has images on both. She has some are like the challenging version and some are the more aligned version. The other thing I want to tell you about this before we move on, it's absolutely beautiful. You can put this on your altar. Check this out. You can stick one of the cards in, or you have this image here and put this on your altar really quickly. Let me show you guys, and then we'll get to our readings. These are so beautiful. So, and again, temple art. Rebecca is actually, she is a rose priestess like I am. So she is doing the work for the sacred feminine, which I'm all about for everybody. We need more of that on this earth. Okay, hang on, and then I'll be right there to get the reading started. Oops, this is sort of misaligned, but let me see. You guys get the message. You put your card in there of the day. You can put that on your altar. Pretty great. All right, guys, let's go in. Here we go. I'm going to check PayPal really quick, you guys. So give me like 2 seconds, and then we'll get started. I'll be right back. If you got on the list, let me know. Be right back. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about the readings here on the tube, let me know as well. I'll be excited to see that. Okay, so we got Linda, Maritza, and Natalie. Oh, wow, we got 3 people. Great. Amazing. So we have Linda is after that. Okay. Linda, Natalia. Okay. And then Maritz. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay, here we are. Really quickly, before we get started, I actually have Natalia is actually first. I just checked the order of things. So is Natalia here? Or let me know. Hi, Kennedy. How are you? Is Natalia here? Because I see her. She was actually just before Maritza. Let me know, guys, and then we'll get started on these. And then I see you too, Maritza. I'll see your question when we do yours. I'm excited. But I want to see Natalia, I think, might have been just before who got on the list. So, and then we'll get started with these. Thanks, you guys, for being here. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, perfect. Okay, Natalia, you're actually first on the list when I saw the payment steps, and then Maritza. So let me know if you have a topic you would like me to focus on for your reading. Also, feel free, you guys, to videotape, watch, screen record these. Let me know. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. And if you are on the tube of you, feel free, if you're out there on the FYP, feel free to come in, say hello. If you guys don't know me, my name is Carey Koss. I'm a medium and a mentor. And I teach people to do energy readings, to also tap into. Oh, okay, great. So, okay, thank you. Relationship influence, okay, or love for Natalia and Jeff. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Let me ask you a question. Natalia, are you currently in a relationship with Jeff, or are you you guys circling each other? Just let me know that as well, if you could. That gives me a little bit of a frame. And then we'll get started with the reading. And then Linda got on the list too. So we have Natalia, then Maritza, then Linda. So excited for Linda to do it too. Okay, perfect. I just wanted to give some context. Okay, so I'm going to get started on your reading. Feel free to record this. If you guys are out there on the, if you're out there on the tube and you're seeing me, come on in. Feel free to come on in. If you guys don't know me, my name is Carey. I'm a medium and a mentor. Today, we're doing Akashic Records readings. Also, make sure you guys come back tonight because Lorenda Carr and I, who's also a medium and a mentor, we are going to be doing live mediumship demonstrations. So bringing forth your loved ones with spirit-led mediumship. You definitely want to come back for that. That's tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, let me get started on this reading. Okay, Natalia, I'm going to close my eyes and tune in. Okay, so let's get started with your reading. Okay. So when one goes into the Akashic records, often things that are connected to past lives can come up, especially related to your question. So that's what I'm seeing happening right now. Okay. Now, if we are with a partner and we're in a long-term relationship, sometimes, we're going to sometimes get insight about things on a spiritual level, and our partners don't have to know what those things are in order to make the changes in the same way. So I just like to tell people that, because like it would be like us going to your partner and saying, okay, I saw this past life where we had, yes, I saw that, Linda. And they don't need to know about the past life, but you can maybe share with them the dynamics that were noticed. Those things I like to bring it down into a practical level. That's how I do things. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. So one thing I'm going to let you know that I'm noticing right now that's going on in your relationship from a spiritual energetic standpoint. I'm going to just close my eyes for this one. So I feel as though there is a stress level, especially with your partner, that has a lot to do with finances. And I think internally, he's feeling a heavy burden of trying to provide. Okay. And this, I feel like on your end, you're trying to let him know on a high level, everything's going to be okay, to not feel pressured, to not feel weighed down. But also, there's a deeper insight that's coming through for you, because I want to really recognize that I see you, Natalia, as being a healer. I think you are an empath and an energy healer by nature. So when you see things going on in the relationship where there's struggle or your partner is having a tough time, your natural inclination is to do energy work. And you may or may not be conscious of this, but this is definitely something that I see going on in the dynamics of your connection when I'm looking at your records. And I would be doing this if I was looking at your auras too. Okay. So what happens in this case in a relationship, when you have a dynamic and a pressure like that, typically there's something connected, often with past lives. And that's what I'm seeing here. Okay. So I'm going to give you that information, and just know as soon as you start, the thing about working in the Akashic records and the way I teach my students who are learning to become practitioners with working in the records, as soon as you bring light to it and attention, it starts shifting the energy pattern. So that's the insight. It's not living in the subconscious, it's being brought to light. And when something's brought to light, it definitely starts shifting the energy and starts bringing you into a higher frequency, which gives you more clarity, insight, and information. Welcome in, guys. I'm actually just doing someone's reading right now. I'll answer questions in a minute, so hang tight. So that's exactly what I'm seeing here. Let me kind of go into, and when I'm looking at your partner's Akashic records, the reason I'm able to do this is because you're in relationship with this person. So you have a committed relationship. That's what makes it ethical. I like to tell people that. So one of the things I feel on his end is that he has past life baggage, that where he was put under a tremendous amount of pressure to perform, to be responsible for others, and almost as though his life depended on it. Okay. So this is a very different energy than what you would have today. So this is a compilation of a couple of lifetimes in this energy, but I feel like there's one lifetime specifically that sort of could explain many of the lifetimes. And this was a lifetime, I'm seeing this being in Italy. And I feel like there is a lot of pressure that was handed down to him through his family, like his father and grandfather. And it was just a known level of expectation in the family line. And this life specifically looks to me like it was in the 1700s. I have to let you know that. We're more in like northern Italy, just to let you know. And I feel like this energy is around him now, and there's a lot of like complicated energy here. It makes me feel like almost as though right today now, swirls around him, around his throat chakra and around his right ear, where he just feels like a level of static. That's how sometimes energy can be shown in someone's energy field when it's from a past life. Okay, so that's the first thing. So where your energy, you're very much someone who's more in the present, who is more connected into the truth, a little bit more insightful, getting more inspiration from your guides and your higher self. His energy is much more connected to these types of pressure situations, which come from other lifetimes. Hang on, let me close the door. I'm sorry, my dog jumped in here. Just a sec. Sorry about that. Okay. So that's the first thing I'm getting. Let me just come in here and see what else they're showing me. So this lifetime specifically in Italy really is a compilation of several lifetimes. And that was just that there was a lot of pressure for him to be able to, there was a lot of debt to the family. There was a lot of needing to make a commitment to work really hard in a lot of ways and to almost act. It's literally like being a servant almost when it comes to his level of pressure when it comes to work, providing, and finances. This is something I'm really noticing. I have to tell you that. Okay. So that's the first thing. And I do feel like, would you understand, has he been experiencing any anxiety or a feeling of stress in his physical body? Can you let me know if that makes sense to you? Natalia, for him, and also a feeling of, he feels like he's just behind. That's how it feels to me. Let me know if that makes sense. If I'm on, yes, and it's related to finances. Okay, because I definitely see that being literally in his entangled like a pretzel in his energy field. So that's going to make him feel that way. Now, I try to make this as clear as possible, but what I'm really sensing here that could help him in this moment, if he's open to it, is to work. Well, we'd have to sort of have a little some belief, I would say, around being able to release energy and to know that this is not him that feels this way. This is more of a pattern. Okay. It's a repressed pattern. I think actually a little bit of meditation would help him, to be honest with you. And I also feel like him having some kind of even an affirmation where he says, everything always works out for me. Everything always works out for me. Now, I know that sounds minimal compared to like how he feels probably, but I just get this sense from him that he needs to understand this energy is not his truth. And he needs to be able to make a disconnection from it. Now, it's kind of one of those touchy situations because like if I was working with you, I could like do energy healing around this. And, I could instruct you more, but typically when we're dealing with someone's partner or something like that, we have to kind of work with what we've got and work in a different way. Okay. And we have to be a little bit more adjustable and flexible when it comes to, how we approach this situation in general. Right. So I would say, I'm going to see what the guardians say about how you can handle this or support him, if that makes sense. Thank you. So let me see what they're saying. Hang on a second. So I'm going to give you a really simple exercise, which I think probably can help you. And especially coming from you, because again, you're such an empath. When he feels stressed, you feel stressed. So there's a jointed, because we're in a relationship with someone, we're interconnected. So we feel their feelings often. So I want you to see him as being whole. I want you to see him as being able to release that energy. Okay. I want you to see him as moving into a place of alignment. Okay. I know that may not seem like a lot, but I feel like because you're so interconnected, it's going to help him start to shift his energy. And it's going to help him not feel as burdened. And I think because, again, you're very connected on an energy level with him, you share energy, you share connections, you share links. Your energy healing, instead of matching his pain and chaos and fear, you are bringing in a different energy altogether into the mix. So it's like you're bringing in another recipe of energy. Does that make sense? And I want to say I do this with my own husband, my husband, who I've been together with for 27 years. I do energy work around this, and it's perfectly ethical and nothing's wrong with it. In fact, it helps. But you don't want to match the energy of the fear and the pressure, because if you match it, then the energy comes down to this level. Does that make sense? I'm just going to see if there's anything else going on that they're mentioning. Oh, you're so welcome. And I also would say the more time you spend being in resonance with your own energy, you will actually help him. You're not responsible for him. We know that, but I feel like he's a very good person. I can see that. I think he really cares about you. I can see that. He wants to do the right thing, but he also really feels things so deeply. So the more in resonance you are in your own energy, the more there'll be a shift. That's really what I'm getting. So, and I know it from firsthand experience in my own situation, because, my husband doesn't do energy work on himself, but I do. So it works out, right? It makes it work. So that's what I'm getting for you. I hope that resonates and that provides you with some clarity. You have a lovely relationship. And I really hope for you that things have some ease. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm going to close your records and then we'll get started. So just a second. And then I have Maritza, and I saw the past life question, Maritza, that was yours. Just so everybody knows, I wanted to clarify a couple of things. So today, these are Akashic Records readings, yes. So I am a medium, I'm a mentor, I do a variety of in-depth readings, right? Hi, Dion. And these are Akashic Records readings because I want to showcase them. Now, tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, please come back, because I'm going to be doing mediumship, spirit-led mediumship with my friend Lorenda Carr, and we're going to be doing that. So we're going to be bringing through your loved ones, and that's going to be spirit-led. So, sorry, my dog. Do you mind? You're kind of pushing on my stuff. Do you want to go downstairs? Okay. Hang on. Sorry. Happy Sunday. Sorry. Got the dog. Just a minute. Okay, buddy. You can't keep coming in. You got to make up your mind, pal. See you later. Go ahead. Sorry, friends. Okay. Sound good? All right. There we are. Let me just put this up a tiny bit. Sorry, my dog moved it. Okay. Let's see if that's better. All right. Here we go. So I am actually not doing any more free readings right now, guys. The first half an hour of my live stream, I did do free readings. But now we're moving into the paid readings. So these are just paid now. Yes. So if you do want to get on the list, I just have a certain amount of spaces left. You want to go to where my picture is, and you cannot miss it. It says live readings on there, and that's how you can get on the list. So I probably just have a few more spaces left because I already have a nice little list here. Also, I would definitely recommend, if you guys are interested in getting an Akashic Records longer reading, I really recommend getting a full length hour reading, because it gives you so much insight, healing, and knowledge. Just to let you know. And if you're also a person who is interested in learning how to read the records, I'm going to be doing a class next year. Okay. In the beginning of next year, I train people to do this work professionally, and also teach the business of having a spiritual business, which is something that is so needed, and there's so much education and support that's lacking. Okay. Okay. All right. So we're going to go to Natalia. She's the next on our list. So thanks for being here, guys. I'm just going to go up a little bit and to find her question about the past life. So hang on, everybody. So Maritz is saying, what past life is influencing you the most right now? That is absolutely the perfect question. Perfect question. After that, I have Linda on my list. So, and I'm not doing paid mediumship today, guys, just to let you know. I do that on other days, but I got to get my energy ready for tonight for mediumship. So stay tuned. And if you are also on the Tube of You, I'm going to be doing a live stream later on the Tube of You at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for spirit-led mediumship. So you definitely don't want to miss that. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Okay, let me get in there. Maritza, can you do me a favor and get me right? Tell me what your last name is. I'd need that for going into your Akashic Records. Thank you so much for joining my fan club. Okay, Felix. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, great. All right, let's get started. Thanks for being here, guys. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes and see which past life is affecting you the most right now. Here we go. This is a past life reading going into the Akashic Records. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. All right, here we go. Let me just see what we've got here. I'm going to go into your records and see which the past life that's coming through. This is very interesting. So the guardians are telling me that right now what you're dealing with is, I think, more of a common pain that many people are working through right now to release. And that is connected to what is known as a witch wound. So let's take a look at what that means. This is very interesting. Okay. So this past life that I'm getting is actually in the Americas. I'll put it that way. That's what I'm hearing. It's in the Americas. And believe it or not, this is what I'm getting. Okay. I see you living. Let's get the date on here. You're a female. I do know that. All right. What's the time? All right. So they're showing me two different timelines. So, and that could be two different past lives. Okay. Showing itself. Let's see which one they want me to go with. They're showing me one life in the 1500s and one life in the 1700s. So, and both of these are equally impacting you is what they're showing me. Okay. So, and I think they had a lot of the same, I'll call it trauma, and that's why it's coming up. Okay. So the first past life I'm seeing that's coming out more to me is in the 1500s, as I mentioned. And location wise, so I'm trying not to get my head involved with the history part of this, the historical dates. So I try not to do that. But the problem is that I tend to get a lot of data and information about historical dates and information. So, and I have to work past my rational mind of trying to figure out how that makes sense. So pardon me while I move through that process. So this is the 1500s. And let me give you the context to the lifetime. I'm presented with a very dark landscape out in a very wooded area. And this is in a small village. And I see you like over a stove, a wood burning fire. And you are doing something very basic, like cooking a stew or a soup for your family, for your children. And the sense I'm getting around you is a lot of worry, a lot of sort of deep concern. You were a very intuitive person, a very wise person. And I would say I would probably sort of call you like a folk witch, and that you would just do healing and energy work all connected in with like a folk magic practice. So what that would look like is very simplistic in the food that you made and then the recipes that you created. You would like speak into them and create intention. You also knew a lot about corresponding plants and herbs, and you were very connected to the earth. Okay. I also feel like you were probably a medium, and I see you sort of being able to talk to like nature spirits, things like that. Okay. And this was very common for you and a lot of other women in this village that you were in. I feel like we're in like Germany in this case. This is the first part. Okay. I think the other part of the life is in the Americas. We'll talk about that in a second. The so I really want to say you had this precognitive feeling or sense that something was wrong, that something bad was going to happen, and you couldn't shake it. And there was a feeling you had for several weeks that you were in like there was imminent danger, and you were worried. This could have been like an attack or something where someone you loved would have been harmed or hurt. That's really what I'm noticing. So you had a very deep intuition about this and a psychic download about the whole situation. So that was running through your energy field very strongly. And when we're looking at psychic abilities, we all have different psychic abilities. We can all develop different ones. And you in specific, one of your strongest ones was precognition. So you would get, and also I think that was probably, to be honest with you, of the times, because we were so much more vulnerable in those eras to like the elements, and there was so much more recklessness with the way things were run from the powers that be. So we weren't as safe. Not that we're totally safe now, but it was just really dangerous time. So that's one of the reasons I think the precognition was like very high for you, especially someone who was intuitive. So this is what I'm seeing here. Okay. Now, here's what I find interesting. And I'm because I'm not going to go into like like a 45-minute reading, but the other past life that's coming in, which was I actually, oddly enough, in New Jersey in the 1700s, I feel like there's a link here between the two, which is very normal when you're looking at past lives, because we're looking at patterns where you started getting feelings or sensations and fears and worries about upcoming events. Okay, this was a thing. And so you got a very bad feeling in that initial past life, and then in this other life from New Jersey, there was also just a bad feeling. And why is this coming up now, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. I think that your precognition in both of these lives was very spot on, and that you sensed something negative was going to happen. And in both cases, something did happen. In one case with the New Jersey life, I feel like that was connected to a child of yours. So that was one piece of it. And then the second piece, I feel like much more was like outside harm. So, okay, I'm just listening to the guides talk about this. Just a second. And it's interesting they call this a witch wound. So I'm trying to see how this relates to this whole thing. So just a second. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. A witch wound can also be if you're tapping into your psychic abilities, and then you worry on a subconscious level that they're wrong or they're evil or you shouldn't have them, or maybe it's incorrect. That is also a witch wound. You don't necessarily just also have to have like judge and jury coming for you and be burned at the stake. It's not always like that. It's integrating your psychic abilities into your everyday life in a modern way. That's can be a wound. You're afraid to tell people that you have this ability, so you don't tell them. That's all part of the witch wound, I think, the way we describe it. So here's what's coming up. In the first case, when it was in Germany, I got this sense that there was influence from outside, I would call them bandits. And I do think that some very bad things happened. And it happened to your family and also to you, to your physical person. Okay. And the details of that, I think, were pretty grim. I get the sense that there was probably pillaging and violation. I'm going to put it to you like that. So that's one piece of it. So thank you, Jamie. So that's a layer of it. The second layer of this with more of the New Jersey life, I think had to do with you having a premonition about your son. You had a young son, and I feel like your young son had something like an accident, fell and broke a leg, but then there was an infection. So lost his life to that. Okay. So but all of these, both of these things you knew about intuitively. You saw it, you felt it, you got a feeling about it, and then you word it. So let me talk about why is this past life coming up now? Because the thing, if you're looking at past lives, we want to understand it's not just a story. It has to do with how is this affecting you today? So one of the things I feel for you is I do feel like your psychic abilities are coming online. Let me know if this makes sense to you. That I would not be surprised if you have a little bit of gift of the premonition. And so that, yes, that makes so much sense, actually. I know it always does. Every time I do a past life reading, and it's always connected to something. Otherwise, it just would be a story, right? So I feel like on an underlying current, there's fear for you of opening up your psychic abilities, but you don't quite know why. And it's really connected in with your third chakra. And it feels to me like this is also kind of ancestral. Okay. So you do have this in your ancestor line of being like, I would call you a witch. That's what I relate to. And then also, I think this has a lot to do with you just trusting your abilities. So the advice from the guides here, from the Akashic Records for you specifically, feels a lot to me like you want to be able to have either some kind of healing or meditation or energy work that you do where you say it's safe for me to be a psychic. It's safe for me to be intuitive. It's safe for me to be a medium. It's safe for me to connect with spirit. It is safe. And then you're probably going to have to work through some of that subconscious fear because there's I think like kind of a wave coming towards you. And so it might feel like something's going to happen, but there's nothing that's going to happen. It's mainly that your abilities are coming back online. That's really what I'm getting. I hope that makes sense. Sorry, I got to close my door again. That dog keeps coming in. I hope that makes sense. Just a sec, Trinity. One sec. Let me know if that makes sense to you. Also, I've got to show you guys these because I've got this new. Yes, this is so accurate. Okay, very good. So here's what I want to tell you. I want to tell you guys something. I'm a past life regressionist. And if you guys go over to my Tube channel and make sure you subscribe, watch a whole video, comment. I have uploaded a past life regression session. So it's an hour long. It's on my Tube channel. And you can go back through it. It's a whole process that so it's not of a recording of someone else getting it done. It's for all the people. So like it's really accurate. I'm so glad. Yeah. So when I go into the Akashic Records there, I'm always going in for your highest healing and knowledge information. So if it's past life, it's going to be literally like it's an overlay of happening today. So I'm so glad that makes sense to you. Yes. So thank you for that. So I'm telling you already, just tapping into it and being able to talk about it is going to be a huge aspect for you, a massive aspect. So that's going to shift the energy already, just bringing it out. That I find that too, because I always imbue it with healing too, if that makes sense. I hope that helps. All right, I'm going to close my eyes. And next we have Linda. So if anyone wanted to get on the list, let me know. Okay, let me answer this question really quickly. And thank you so much too, Maritza. I really appreciate you. Glad that makes sense. I always tell my students when I start training them to open up, you're very welcome. When I start training my students to do energy readings, absolutely, Marlene, you can just go right here to where my picture is and go ahead and jump on. I have just a few spaces left. But yeah, like 2 spaces left. So, and then Linda, if you want to just put your comment, I see you over here. Just you let me know what you want to focus on, my friend. So let me ask a quick question because someone asked a question. Trinity asked a question. Okay, Trinity, this is just a clarifying question, if I can say that. How did you find out that information? Yes. How did you find out that information? Can you mention that to me? How did you discover, or what made you come to that conclusion? No, actually, Marlene, these are paid readings. So you go to my picture, and once you go onto my picture, then there's I can't say the word, but there's a whole thing that takes you through. You'll see live readings, and it'll have all the document of how to sign up. But thank you. These are paid readings. I'm just answering a quick question. Then Linda, if you want to go ahead and just put your question in the chat too. And thanks everybody on the tube. It's so good to see you guys. I'm so happy to have. If you're out there watching on the tube, feel free to come in, say hello. I always appreciate when people subscribe to my tube channel. It means so much to me. And I post videos on there every week. I do a live stream every week. And if you enjoy this type, let me know what kind of videos you want to see on me record. I do a lot of readings on there, informational as well. And Linda, are you here, my friend? Oh yeah, Linda's saying grid. Angelique. Okay, so are you, okay, Linda. So I'm waiting for Linda. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, okay. So probably that one, I can definitely look at that, but I would feel more comfortable doing that in a private reading. What you mentioned, that's not something I think I would do on a live stream just because of the nature of that. Oh, hi, Steph. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you. I'm so happy. So good to see you. I'm so glad. Thank you for being here. That means the world to me. Thank you. I love my tubers. So is Linda here still? My Linda, are you here? Because I got you on my list, friend. And if anyone else got on the list, if you guys could let me know. These are paid readings. I always start my live streams out with complimentary 30 minutes of some kind of reading. We've already done that. And now we're moving into paid readings. If you're interested in getting on that, if you are on the tube, it's in the chat. The information about how to do that, it's all in the chat. If you are joining me on TikTok, you can go to where my picture is. That's where all the information is. So I'm just waiting for Linda. And hopefully we'll get her coming through here. So happy to see you guys. Okay. Yes, I could. You got it, Marlene. So here's the thing for you, Trinity Publishing. I just want to say that situation, because of the nature of what we're talking about, for me, my spidey senses are really coming up. I would feel more comfortable if you reached out to me. Because here's the thing. I am a very in-depth, the way I work when it comes to these kind of multi-layered situations, and because of the nature of what you mentioned, I am just more comfortable doing that in a one-on-one chat, at least. So I wouldn't want, that's the sense I'm getting, and I have to stick with that. So you can definitely I would say reach out to me through email, or you can go to the Service Plus and send something to me, and then I can look into it and then share some information. So that to me has the most, because of the nature of the question, it sounds like there's a lot of layers to it. So if it's that sort of thing, I would probably say that, just off the top of my head, one of my longer sessions for the Akashic Records would be the best bet, because then I can look across timelines, and also I can look at ancestral energy, and I can look at how it's affecting your chakra system. And there's just a lot of layers to that. So that's probably the way I would handle that situation, just on me. Now I'm just checking in. Is Linda here? Because Linda paid for her reading and I don't see her. So I'm just waiting. And if you did get on the list, let me know. I hope that makes sense, Trinity. That feels like the right approach. Because I just feel like the nature of that could have some pretty intimate information. And out of respect for you and also sometimes, here's the thing. Sometimes I pick up on different spirits that are around us that can be connected. And that's a little bit more intricate, doing some of that clearing work. And soul contracts, how that comes through in the auric field and things of that nature. So I'd rather do a more of a detailed, that's one of my longer readings. That's what I think the right approach. And that could be just on my end, just to be transparent, kind of almost a multi, maybe a couple of sessions. We can talk about that, because sometimes it's not. So you could go into someone's live and say, did this happen? Right. And you can get validation on that possibly happening, but then how do we then deal with the way it's affecting your psyche? How is it affecting your energy field? How is it affecting your, just your well-being on every level of your existence? And that just takes a little bit of time and detail. So that's the answer I have for that question, if that makes sense. So I just like to tell people why I'm waiting for Linda. Linda, are you here? I don't see you in the chat. You purchased a reading. I haven't seen you yet. And then if you did purchase a reading, let me know. Then we'll move on. We're in a little bit of a holding pattern. So I do private coaching with clients, and I take a few people at a time. I do 2 types. You can find it on my website. But certainly I train people to do this professionally, right? Oh, Linda, we found you. Yay. Okay, wonderful. Got you. Okay, you're next. So one thing I do is I do professional level training with people one-on-one. And I have that on my page, but I also have one where I do deep healing work with people for a 3-month period. And so, which I absolutely love. So that is something. When you have a lot of layers of something going on for you, that's better. That's the better road to take than trying to do it in a half an hour session or an hour-long session, because it's affecting your life probably in different areas. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to get started. Linda is in the building, so we're going to get started with her reading. Okay, these are good questions. Okay. So thanks for being here, guys. Let me know, Trinity, does that answer your question? Okay, how can I feel inner happiness? Okay, I came to a wall. I'm not sure if connected to best. Okay, so Linda's here as well. Okay, so let's get in and see what information is coming through right now for you in this moment, Linda. Okay, and we'll come up with what's next, maybe next steps. Okay, does that sound good? So I'm going to get started, guys. I'm going to close my eyes and do this. Okay, 44 in the house. My angel numbers are coming in strong today. I had 44 for now, and then I had 33, which is the number my guides gave me like about 2 months ago of that. That's your number. That's us. They haven't done that for years. Okay, so welcome in. If you guys are here, I'm just telling you briefly, my name is Carey Koss. I'm a medium and a spiritual mentor. I'm an Akashic Records master teacher, and that's what we're doing here today. And essentially, if you're wondering what the Akashic Records are, they are essentially the energetic information about your soul, every lifetime you've ever lived, and everything in between. And when you learn to tap into that plane of awareness, you are able to do very deep healing work. You are able to tap into your highest wisdom. You can connect a little bit more deeply to the ascended masters, archangels, And also do a lot of very in-depth healing work, because you're going at the core level of before you incarnate into a physical body. So you're doing things on I know it takes a long time on YouTube, huh, Linda? On a root level. And so when we're doing any kind of healing or dimensional work, and we want to make lasting change, going at this level is going to literally like where it begins before it manifests into the physical body. So that's why working in the Akashic Records is so powerful. So I like to explain that a little bit, guys. Now, a lot of the stuff I do is not always TikTok ready, because you can't explain it in like little sound bites. It takes a little more time, but feel free to hang out. This is the type of work I do all the time. So I'm happy to answer questions. Okay, because I'm going to close my eyes, and it's so good to have you all here. So thank you. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me, send me an email, or go to the Service Plus. I'm happy to connect with you. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes. Oh my God, you met me from Peaceful Nick Medium, from her podcast. Love her. I have to have her on here. I'm going to start doing podcasts on the tube soon. Oh, thank you, Carol. I remember you. Thank you so much. Yeah, love Nick. She's wonderful. That was a fun podcast. Okay, let me get started. I'm like rambling. Okay, I'll see you guys in a second. All right, this is for Linda. Okay, Linda, so I'm in your Akashic Records, okay? And let's see what we've got going on. And feel free to write any of this down, Linda. I think this will be something I think you'll be helpful and insightful. So Linda, I'm so glad you're here getting this reading. I first want to say that. And you asked a really beautiful question about, and this is just so earnest and beautiful. I'm going to just say it out loud. How can I feel inner happiness again? I came to a wall and not sure if it's connected to a past life. So one of the things I want to share with you, my friend, is that you're right where you're supposed to be right now. Your guides want you to know that very deeply. Okay. You haven't missed anything. You're not behind. You are in the place you're meant to be in right now. And with that, there's a lot of healing that I think you are at the point where you're ready to receive and to be able to integrate into your life, and to be able to have possibly practices. And I'll talk more about that in a second, that will help you get more connected. I'm getting a confirmation in my ear ringing from your spirit guides. To we'll call it your spiritual practice, a daily spiritual practice. So one of the things that can happen for us when we on the earth plane, when we are incarnated here, is we can get very caught up. Oh, Carol, I remember you. We can get very caught up, and it's understandable, in the physical world, and thinking that the physical world and physical reality is our truth. And it really happens to all of us on some level at some point. And we get brainwashed into believing on an energy level and on a mental level that this is all there is. Even if we know in our hearts that this is, we're spiritual people, or that, that's part of what we have, we don't necessarily feel it in our energy and in our physical reality. So we don't feel energy and spirit within us. And when some of us can go through many lifetimes and we can just be disconnected, and we go through life just running through the motions. Okay. You're at the point on your journey where you are being activated to be able to come more in alignment with your spirituality and living that in your daily life. And so what happens is, if we think about happiness, happiness really comes when we're connected to ourselves, when we're connected to I like to say, our divine spark. When we're connected to our divine spark on a simple level, and I'll break all this down, then we are living, that's when our energy is ignited. That's when we are fed from within. That's when we feel the energy moving through us, not stagnancy for long periods of time. So with you, I just feel like you're at this point where you're ready to release this old way of being, the identity you have had for this lifetime, and move into a time where you feel more in resonance with your spirituality. Now, how can we do that, right? On a daily basis? How can we do that? Now, I just will tell you this because I like to be transparent. This is where I help a lot of my clients and also my people. I have a lot of resources. So for me, I would probably start with a meditation practice where you're connecting with the power. I have a meditation called Sitting in the Power, and it does the work for you. And I have all the information actually is on where you're at right now on the tube. I'll tell you more about it if you have a problem finding the link. Okay. So for you specifically, you need to get back into connecting with your guides, the energy of your guides, and with spirit. And what's going to happen then is your whole ecosystem of your emotions, the patterns that you've had that have weighed you down, where you're moving into the place. And that's what we say is lighter, right? The higher vibration. It's not good or bad. It just gives you that sense of not being in the heaviness of old patterns or old beliefs. And when we invite spirit in and our guides, they can affect change within our awareness and in our energy. So that means that it can start lifting out sort of the blockages we have. It can start moving out these, thoughts, beliefs, old patterns, cords and ties to other energies that aren't for our highest good. And it can really jet set us into a whole new frequency. So when we're saying we're looking for inner happiness, what we're really looking for is ourselves. We're looking for ourselves. We're looking for our own energy. We're looking for our own light. We're trying to connect with our own divinity because our divinity is within us. And all the masters have talked about that. Buddha talked about that. Christ talked about that, right? All of the goddesses talk about that. And that we are not separate from the goddess and divinity. It's right within. So my sense with you specifically, and I'm happy to point you in the direction of my resources, is that you need to spend time with that energy, and that your joy, your goals, your inspiration, your passion is not going to come from external sources, except with the help of your guides and your ancestors and that. So that's really, for me, it's like flipping a switch for you, right? It's flipping a switch and letting it. Now, this is the thing to tell everybody, is that we want our guides to do the heavy lifting, as well as our higher self and our spirit team and ancestors and so on. And they literally will take off the heavy stuff that's on our energy field and help us. And then we help ourselves, right? And then we start running our own energy. That meditation I have helps you run your energy and helps you release some of these old things. And then you start doing the work, meaning that you start recognizing the patterns. You start seeing you are not your thoughts, you are not your beliefs, and you are not these patterns. Really, that's honestly what I see happening for you on a fundamental level. That is it. It's not so much a past life. It is more connected in with where you are on your path right now and next steps to take. I also want to really validate you, because when you get to the point where you feel the burden and the heaviness of this is perfect, because you're no longer going to live. So there's something I've done in the Akashic Records where we determine someone's karmic, like where they are in their karmic cycle with letting patterns go. And when you're at the point where you're just so fed up with it being there in the first place, that's your point of release. That's your point of it's about to leave. That's your point of a transmutation. So you are at that point. I'm also going to tell you, I recommend, just for your free time, I have someone specifically that I follow on both the Tube of You and on TikTok. And she is a Reiki mentor, and she just does Reiki. and her name is Bree, but the name of her channel is called The Tip of the Moon. She has hundreds of YouTube videos where she has Reiki healing that you can go for free. So beyond that, I think that's really what they're wanting to tell you, Linda. That's their thing. That will lead you to your joy. It's not going to be external or found from something outside of you. And then, of course, you want to be with people that are supportive of that or talk to people about that. So for example, the people that don't get this, you don't need to tell them about what you're doing. It's totally fine. Go with people you know will support you, if that makes sense. So let me know if that makes sense. That's what I'm getting loud and clear for you. And again, I'm happy to go to all the links I have, because I have so many links that are like freebies for these type of resources. I also have, oh my gosh, on my Tube of You channel, I have a perfect meditation for you. It is a releasing energy blocks meditation. Okay. It's a releasing energy blocks. So check that out, and anybody's welcome, right? So guys, I don't answer questions about relationships in the chat, but thanks for being here. Unless you're getting me. It's just literally one of my meditations. It's like releasing energy blocks. It's really simple. It's my meditation. Yeah, it's a guided journey. It's beautiful. So I have two. I actually have a Reiki. I'm doing Reiki on there. And also I have one that's a meditation. So pretty powerful. Linda, let me know if that makes sense. Okay. Thank you, Trin. Okay. Thank you. I think that's best for you, and we can figure something out. Okay. So I appreciate you mentioning that. Okay. All right. And I'm so glad to see all of my new friends. Thank you guys to all the new friends joining, both on the Tube of You and also on the Tiki Talkie. I'm so excited. You guys make sure you come subscribe to my Tube of You channel. I'm putting a lot of my energy also into Tube of You, and I do a lot of content on there. I do longer readings. I do education. I have an hour-long past life regression. I know you did, Robbie. Hour-long past life regression you can go on your own, which is on my Tube of You channel. Just make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. Make sure you do little hearts and like. Okay, guys? That helps my YouTube channel a lot. Okay. Now, Linda, I hope that makes sense. And if did anybody else get on the list that were saying they were going to get on the list? Hi, Regina. I didn't know if anyone else say they were going to get on the list. If not, I'm going to pop out. Oh, good. Marlene. Fantastic. Okay, great. Marlene, can you let me know how you paid? And I'll just double check, and then we'll get started. Thank you, doll. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Hang on. Great, Marlene. Okay, Marlene, I'm excited. I'm so glad that resonates, Linda. Thank you so much. Thanks for trusting me. I really appreciate it. Make sure you go check out all those videos I told you about, mine and also Bree's. She's amazing too. Okay. Marlene, thank you so much for trusting me. And if you want to give me your last name and then let me know what you want to focus on, I'm going to be closing my list soon, everybody. So if you are on either the Tube of You, thanks for being here. First of all, yay. So happy you're here. Make sure you guys subscribe to my page. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers on Tube of You. I'm trying this since like February. Tube of You, they make you put your paces on there, I tell you. And then, but I'm on my way, and I like to do regular readings there. Perfect. Last name's Valencia. Okay. Past life reading. Amazing. I'm excited. So guys, I'm going to close my list soon. So, if you speak now or forever hold your peace, if you want to get a paid reading, all the information is where my picture is. Okay. This is for Marlene, and she wants to get a past life reading. Okay. Yes. So Linda, definitely check out all my stuff. So check out all the stuff I have that's on my page already. There's so many resources there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'll be right with Marlene's past life. I'll be right with you guys. Okay, that was very fast. They took me to it right away. Okay, so this lifetime I'm getting for you is in the Mediterranean. That came forth really quickly. But let me check out the circumstances and see what I'm getting. This is so interesting. Okay, all right. They're already starting. Okay, so let's kind of talk about what was going on, and what was happening. This is so interesting. Okay. So you are a female. This to me looks like it's in about 500 AD, possibly 600. I see you being by like a coastal beach there. You have like a darker complexion, olive skin, darker hair. I see you in like a white, sort of a cotton, looser sort of a dress. You do not have your shoes on. You're like walking by the water. And let me just get the whole thing. Now, this is very interesting. Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing here is you being, again, someone who's very intuitive, someone who has extrasensory perception. Okay. And this is the first time I've ever seen this before, but I actually see you communicating. In this case, they're telling me with, I guess, their porpoises, dolphins. I see you sending out a sonar communication to, I guess you'll call them porpoises. Okay. And I am seeing like you had extra sensory perception to the nines. I have never seen this in a reading before. Okay. Let's get some context. So the first thing I want to say with you, there is definitely this deeper connection to the ocean, being by the water. You felt very at home there. And I see you being like a child and really having that sense of like having what they would call imaginary friends and being able to talk to the spirit world. This is someone who's definitely like a medium, of course. And there is so much conversation going on. I think a lot of us who are intuitives and mediums can relate to this, where we're talking to people in our heads, but it's just spirits. And so it's this deeper sense of you, that was more comfortable for you to do this type of work. Okay. Meaning this had this kind of a focus. You were always naturally, from the time you were very small, talking to spirits. So, and it wasn't just people that had passed on to the spirit world. It was also nature spirits, elemental spirits, and like a whole host of what you would have in any, when you were a medium, that you could pick up on a lot of things, right? And you definitely had a deep conversations with like your spirit guides on a regular basis. This is just something that was completely natural and normal to you, is what they're showing me. Let me continue this. Okay, I'm seeing how this relates to you and how this relates to like what your family would do. So I mean, I am hearing, I think you live like near a fishing village. And I'm seeing your mother like wearing a scarf and, being very physical, obviously. And I think probably your father either had fishing boat or would cast out nets and take in like even shellfish, I'm seeing. And your mother was always saying to you, get your head out of the clouds, get your head out of the clouds. And I do see you having a couple of siblings, a sister and a brother. Um, and your sister would sort of act as the go-between. She would sort of warn you more to do with your parents, but if your mother was like, if you didn't do your chores, if your mother would be upset with you. And your sister acted as the go-between to help you feel, to take care of you. Essentially, you were definitely someone who was very unique in your energy. You did not have any problem telling people that there was a spirit near them or if you saw a fairy or something like that. Like, you were very it was very like a part of who you were, and it was very normal for you, so it wasn't anything abstract. That's what I'm really seeing for you specifically. Okay, I'm just going through your timeline in this lifetime and see what we're getting more in your 20s. So I feel like what you ended up doing, in order to, like, physically to survive, like as far as what you would do as your job, I think um you made things. So I see you sort of knitting and macrameing and crocheting things and doing things that people could use, but also wear, ornamental things people could have in their homes. It's very much working with your hands, tactile. You wouldn't have been interested in anything to do with like the fish market or anything. That was just not something you wanted. And I feel like there was this whole intense relationship with your mother. That was a big part of this lifetime, is her always trying to get you to pay attention, to be grounded, to not, she might not have used those terms, but get your head out of the clouds. I keep seeing that over and over again. So there's this something that's, this strain of someone judging you and trying to get you to be something you're not. That's a theme here. Okay. That's part of why this life came up. So I almost feel like as you got older, your senses that were connected to your spiritual abilities sort of started muting. And I think you were just worn down from people telling you to get your head out of the clouds. They're showing me you being the age of 50 and feeling pretty miserable. And I think it was because you cut out, the part of your life which had your spiritual abilities there. And that, when you do that to someone, especially someone who's very intuitive, you might as well cut out their heart and they're who they are, because you're trying to make them suppress a part of themselves that keeps them happy, alive, connected, flowing, and it's part of their path. So when I'm asking the Akashic Records keepers why this is coming up for you today, this is referencing, they're telling me, you being on your spiritual path and really not in any way caring what anybody thinks about you. To be able to, I'm hearing, roam free and to be really happy so that you can feel a sense of joy and purpose and meaning. And I do feel like this could be connected to you either transitioning in your career or moving towards developing your gifts in your abilities in some way, and finding yourself. That's a big thing that they're mentioning. So I would say more than likely, I have to let you know that part of your soul's history is being very psychic, and to be able to do these, have these types of experiences. It doesn't mean you have to do it professionally. It just means that integrating these things into your life to make them normalized, I do believe, is part of your journey if you haven't already done that. And so that's why that's coming on. Because when I went in, the first thing I saw is they've told me right away is you communicating telepathically with dolphins, and them as mammals. And we already know, that's been proven, obviously, that science tells us that dolphins are highly sensitive, sentient beings. And that's why people love them so much. But they do have deep feelings, they have awareness, they have consciousness. And so if you had to pretend you were something you're not, you'd have to shut down all that part of yourself and all those abilities, and then try and fit in with the world. Imagine that, how hard that would be. So that's really what I'm getting. Let me know if that is making sense. If you have any questions about that too, I'm happy to answer that for you as well. Really interesting. Really, really interesting. Yes, I'm so glad. That was so beautiful. And have you already, it feels to me like you've probably already been on your path. Have you already been developing your abilities for quite some? Oh, you're on the path of developing your abilities. I'm so happy. Yes, I would say if you're not, I'm surprised. And can I ask you another question, Marlene? Have you done telepathy? Have you worked on telepathy yet? Or have you experienced that possibly even with your spirit guides? Because I think they might have some encouragement for you in that regard. That's so lovely. And so good. Thank you, Sabrina. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, good. Well, if you're ever interested, feel free to reach out because, I do train people to develop their psychic abilities and to be able to do spirit communication. So I train people. I have a program I'm launching in February. That's a 6-month program too. That's a little bit more like, I would say has meat on the bone to it if you're really wanting, right? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Sabrina. You're so kind. Thank you for saying that. Oh, thanks, Regina. Regina's trained with me for a couple of years on all my stuff. Good. I'd love that, Marlene. I'd love to connect with you. That's why I'm here. Yes, that program. Thank you, Sabrina. That program starts in the beginning of February. It's going to be fantastic. Thank you, Paula. So sweet. And if anyone has questions about that, let me know. I'm probably going to be doing some live streaming about it pretty soon, answering questions, talking about the program. Once I get through Thanksgiving, I'm putting it together. But Tina, I've been doing, I've been a trained energy healer, energy reader, psychic for over 35 years. And I was very well trained and I continue to do training. So I love training people to develop their abilities for either personal life or for professional. And also I have a lot of business experience. So I am in that program. I'm also adding in how really in-depth education about building your business, which is part of the part where, where people get kind of lost. And not everyone wants to do it professionally, but it is a big piece of the puzzle for success to really be able to do your heart business. So I'm glad that makes sense. It was so nice meeting you too. I appreciate you. I wrote down your name, so feel free to reach out anytime. All right, guys, let's see. Marlene, I'm gonna make sure I got your name down. Marlene Tibbins. Okay. All right, guys. So I don't know if anyone else got on the list. Yes, email me. I would love that. We can definitely have a chat. You can ask questions. I'm putting together what I like to say are all the components of what's in the program, so you'll really know. And it's going to be an amazing program. I've already been teaching it already. I've already been teaching it for quite some time now, but now this is going to be like the 5th iteration of it. So it should be really good. All right. So I'm going to do a last call for everybody. I want to thank everybody on the tube of you. So if you guys all here, I would love it if you guys could all go over to my tube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do a lot of content on here. I do longer videos. I have live streams. Oh, you were Linda. I remember. Oh yeah, Linda. I'm so glad you were here. So I would love that if you guys can. I am going to be going live tonight, actually in about 4.5 hours, with my bestie, Lorenda Carr, who's also a medium and a mentor. And we're going to be doing spirit-led mediumship. That's why I should probably get off now. So if you want to now it's all spirit-led, so we don't pick on people, but we see who comes through. I don't think we're doing it that way anyway, or we'll figure it out. But make sure you come back and hang out with us. you know, Lorenda's she's my dear friend, and then she's an amazing medium. So we love working together. We haven't worked together in a couple of weeks. So we're like, so love to see you guys there. And thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. I'm going to get going. I'm going to get some lunch. I want to thank you, everybody who got a reading and everyone who was hanging out and supporting the page. I really appreciate it. Please follow me on the tube of you. It means the world to me. If you can watch the videos and make sure you comment and like, and put a thumbs up in there, it really helps me. Because I'm trying to get to 1,000. Can you imagine 1,000 subscribers on there? It doesn't seem like, bye, Regina. It doesn't seem, thank you for the follow, Venus, of venues. It doesn't seem like that many, but on YouTube, it takes longer. Everything takes longer. So follow me on YouTube and make sure that you watch a whole video. There is a past life regression on there. It's an hour long. You can go through it with me. Jacob, thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. I will say see you later. And everybody, thank you so much, tube of you. I'll see you guys in about 4.5 hours. Appreciate you. And then thank you.